I wish you a very good morning and welcome you to Voice of the People 90.3 FM as we move on to the bit where we tackle the front page headlines. We take a look at the stories that are making headlines this morning. You've heard Abiodun and Temitokwe, they've taken charge of that in Yoruba. I'm going to be doing the English bit. Adigbo and Tohansin will come and take on the Igbo version and also take on all the issues concerning the Southeast on that segment too, and every other thing. So right now we'll look at the front page and we're joined by our analyst, Rufai Oseni, who will come run through the topics or the headlines that catch his fancy this morning. I'm Cordelia Obe. 10:30, I'll be back after this first round and we should be looking at a general overview of the End Bad Governance protests, how it went, the fallout, and what is to be expected. So stay with us as we move on straight. The Daily Times will be the very first paper I'll be looking at this Wednesday, August 28th. A beautiful day, the day the Lord himself has made. I pray we rejoice and be glad in it. NDLEA, 14.6% of Nigerians hooked on drugs. That is what it has here. 14.6% of Nigerians hooked on drugs. NAFDAC clears misconception about use of saccharin in bread production. Former reps member repays 3.1 million naira student loan to NEL fund after 39 years. President Tinubu scheduled to travel to China. We'll find out the importance of that trip later on. Edo Guba, INEC to conduct mock accreditation of voters September 10. Major headline from the Daily Times has it that Kaduna residents flee to urban centers as abduction rise in hinterlands. This is under insecurity. IGP urges citizens collaboration. Police confirms arrest of 97 Shiites following killing of officers in Abuja, and they said that they were unprovoked when they attacked the police, killing two and a lot of other people injured and so on. And they were attacked with machetes, improvised explosive device, knives, and so many other things. Well, the arrests are ongoing while the Shiites are complaining that they are arresting their members who are in hospital and so on. ICT contributes 19.78% to Nigeria's Quarter 2 2024 GDP. This is according to the NBS. We'll move on now to The Guardian. The Guardian front page. $48 per barrel production cost drowns 60% of Nigeria's oil earnings. $48 per barrel production cost drowns 60% of Nigeria's oil earnings. And we have a breakdown of the production cost per barrel by country. And, the Guardian has a way of doing this with a graphical representation. In Libya, it costs them $1. In Iraq, it's between $10 to $20. Angola, $20. Brazil, $35. Nigeria, $48. Saudi Arabia, $2. Okay, I just say only the two. United States, 20 to 40. Iran, 10 to 15. Russia, 15 to 25. China, 35 to 40. Venezuela, 15 to 30. UAE, $10 to $20, and that's the production cost. You can also have here that Nigeria's $10 per barrel production cost target is an aspiration undermined by insecurity, inefficiency, logistics, overhead costs, corruption, and regulatory challenges. You should read that up. The Guardian newspaper has it. 900 days on, CDHR tasks Sanwo-Olu on justice for late Bamishe. Telephone service quality may drop as telcos consider load shedding. Marginalization, good governance, or additional 18 states. Residents of Rivers community flee over fresh oil spill. Food insecurity. FG banks on dry season farming as flood devastates northeast, and the flooding is really bad. People have died, a lot has been lost. Arrests. Nigerians, CSOs, unions urged to reject authoritarianism. Authoritarianism under Tinubu. Tinubu to meet Jinping over road rail projects, others. IMF hinges Nigeria's 3.1 economic, that's 3.1% economic growth outlook on stronger reforms. You'll also hear a bit of that much later. Let me tell you now a bit about the telephone service that may drop as telcos plan load shedding. We have the, what do you call it now, the sub headlines: subscribers appeal, claim 95% of businesses rely on sector. Operators lament no payment of 200 billion naira USSD debts by DMBs. Now, when we're talking about service quality, is currently at a low ebb in the country and may even become poorer in the days to come on the account of what the telco operators are saying. And now, when we're talking load shedding, in case you do not really get it, is a practice of reducing the number of operational base stations in some areas to cut costs. And part of what this may entail would likely result in reduced network coverage, slower internet speed. Hey, is already slow, then slower. Hey, good. Will now turn to slots. And an increase in dropped calls. Aha, you understand better now why our calls keep dropping. I've not started it already. I'm wondering. This will be amongst other things. We're also talking things it will affect: financial transactions, navigational services, and so on. And we're begging, given how bad this could be, we, the subscribers, are begging, please let's do something fast. And another thing is, some parts that have been mapped out to receive service and so on may just not receive them again at this rate. Now, the bit about CSOs unions urging Nigerians to reject authoritarianism under this administration is following the indiscriminate arrest of journalists and labor leaders. Activists are now calling on trade unions, civil society organizations, student groups, professional associations, and concerned citizens to come together and resist this completely. This is in like a letter sent out to the papers by Dr. James Owanhoro and Dr. Izelen Agbon. And they stated this in a piece made available, as I said, to journalists and also Human Rights Writers Association of Nigeria, Huriwa, also condemned the increasing harassment and intimidation of journalists across Nigeria, warning that this rising climate of impunity poses a grave threat to press freedom and democracy under this administration. You can go ahead and read more of this, and read more of this from the Guardian newspaper. And we'll also have the one that they are asking, when we're talking marginalization, should it be a case of inclusive good governance or having additional 18 states? That's a question that's been asked here. And they say here that there is a push to create additional 18 states, but beside that, proponents' political consideration and eligibility to go cap in hand for monthly federal budgets, which is another challenge here. They are now saying that this makes it even more difficult, because by the time you do this, instead of 36 states, we'll be having like 54 states. And in this report, they gave a breakdown of some of the proposed states, and also went on to give a proper explanation of what's going on, who is asking for what, and why they are asking for what. Daily Independent has this one. Labour Party rejects Governor Oti's lone move to convene NEC, and it has the riders, tackles INEC for not inviting it to the quarterly consultative meeting, raises disciplinary committee to tackle undisciplined members. NAFDAC denies reports advising Nigerians to avoid bread. Major headline: Nigeria moves to avoid international economic penalties, restrictive measures with the rider, vows to exit terrorist financing countries list by May 2025, and says country has 9 months left to exit grey list deadline. Mpox: Lagos on high alert against importation of aggressive variant. EFCC chairman urges NAS to pass whistleblower protection law. Nigerian military will continue to defend democracy, this according to the CDS. Ex-APC National Auditor Mogalu quits party. IGP harps on citizens' participation in national security seeks collaboration from stakeholders. And we'll also have 2 years after commissioning Ekiti 200 or 20 billion naira airport yet to take off with the riders. Stakeholders worry over 90% airports are not self-sustaining, say they are constructed only for political reasons. You can't dissolve Benue AGA ESCO's Ganduje-led National Working Committee once committee. Okay, who'll be next year? Okay, let's see. The one on the EFCC asking for a law to be put in place to protect whistleblowers. We have the chairman of the EFCC, Mr. Ola Olukoyede, calling on the National Assembly to enact legislation that will be supporting whistleblowers policy, emphasizing the importance of protecting those who expose corruption and financial crimes. While he made this appeal during the Nigerian Bar Association NBA conference in Lagos, he spoke on a theme titled Lawyers in the Spotlight, Essential Anti-Money Laundering Consideration for the Legal Profession. While he went on to stress that such a law would ensure mandatory protection for whistleblowers by law enforcement agencies, and he also spoke to lawyers asking them that, please, my guys, I quote him, don't try to protect suspected criminals, people who must have committed financial crimes. So if you know where, who, or whatever we're looking for, it is your duty to bring that person to the open and we will do our own part. Now the question is, where lieth clients, how do they call this? Confidentiality. There's supposed to be a confidentiality clause between the lawyer and the lawyee. Where lieth that trust? Should this be considered here? Okay. Well, the NBA president Yakubu Maikria said that even as they might be required to be involved in the business of their clients, it, however, does not include doing transactions behind the threshold allowed under the Money Laundering Act. And he further called for more collaboration with the EFCC and other anti-graft agencies to fight corruptions. All right, we move on now. This one that NAFDAC says, Nala, you will not be will. We did not say that. So that's a report saying Nigerians should avoid consumption of bread. They're saying that that report is not what they have said because alleges the commodity contains more saccharin than sugar. Well, in a statement signed by Professor Mojisola Adeyeye, NAFDAC DG, made available to the papers, the agency dissociated itself from the video and it's been circulating and it's titled Bread Sold in the Market, Failing Laboratory Tests, NAFDAC Raises Fresh Alarm. Well, I saw that report. I didn't even bother because I was like, what this guy's talking about. Anyway, but they are now saying that the content of the video on avoiding bread in Nigeria does not reflect the observation NAFDAC had made. And this was during a stakeholders engagement which held recently. And they said, this thing we will talk, not be this people they talk. Oh. It held on the 16th of August 2024 in Ibadan, or your state. And they said at no time during that engagement with stakeholders did NAFDAC suggest that Nigerians should avoid bread baked and sold in Nigerian markets. He said that what part of what they said is any baker found to be using unapproved food additives, in this case saccharin, is appropriately sanctioned in line with the extant regulatory provisions. Anyway, it goes on and on. You can pick up the Daily Independent and read up that story. And we also have the one on Ekiti, 20 billion naira airport. That thing was commissioned and is still not complete. It was commissioned 22nd, 2022, right? And this was commissioned on his last day in office on October 22, 2022. We're talking about Fayemi, the former governor. Anyway, it's not the only one. No. There are other airports. There's this other states now. The one that they're even Abia State, they're using AI to look for their own. We'll be joining Rufai shortly. Once that is set, let me know, and he will come on, and we'll take on all the other stories right after we're done with Rufai's segment. And we have Vanguard right in front of us that will follow Rufai. Good morning.
Thank you so much, my sister. Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome.
I think one of the biggest stories in the land this morning is the fact that Food and Agriculture Organization is saying that over 30 million Nigerians
Mm.
have food insecurity. And that's a sad reality. 30 million people in a country have food insecurity. And what about the millions of other people that are not even captured and might also have food insecurity? And that's why we keep calling on the government to fix the food situation. President Tinubu says he will ensure 10 million hectares for cultivation. Where is that? The food they planted last year, where is it? How can we get food? Because we need to feed a lot of mouths in this country.
Mm.
As a meaning of all of that, we also need to fix security. That's why Mr. Lagwaja, the army chief, is saying this morning that they feel very sad about the insecurity situation and they are trying everything to do about it. Truth is, they have to be able to try everything possible to bring down the insecurity. Farmers can't go to farm if you do not fix the insecurity. And those are the problems we have in the country as we speak today. You need to be able to bring down the insecurity so that you can bring down the price of food also. Because if insecurity is brought down, farmers can go to farm, price of food will start to trickle down. It's just basic economics. And these are the things we repeat every time to President Tinubu. Anyway, President Tinubu says he's going to China
Mm-hmm.
to go and talk to many investors. I'm sure maybe on the
Yeah.
sidelines of that, he's also going to talk to some of the Chinese companies involved in all of this season of
Right.
Nigeria.
Mm-hmm.
Majorly, the reason why he's going, the trip was already planned. The reason why he's going is to be able to ensure that we get some investment for rail sector in
Yeah.
Nigeria
Mm-hmm.
and some other sectors. So those are the investments he wants to go and get, and he wants to, try as much as possible to ensure that okay, that Abuja rail, some viable investments coming there. Also, he's going to be meeting with some Chinese group that have over $3 trillion in management. So he wants to be able to bring some investment in. The question is, see, all these trips, what is the knock-on investment? You remember when they said they went to Saudi and they were touting it as though Saudi is ready to come and invest tomorrow? You remember how they said Musk has
Mm-hmm.
invested over 600 billion,
Mm-hmm.
until today we have not seen anything. So those are the problems. It's not about just going on this trip, President. We want to see tangibles. I know it takes time for investment, but what is the follow-up like? What is going on? The Nigerian people need to be able to hear and see all of those things. You need to be able to communicate better to us, the people, about all the things you are saying you are doing and how we can bring, you know, hope and restoration back to the Nigerian people. So, because if it's not just about going on trip, you can go for a trip from here to Kutuwenji, and if nothing is done as regards it, then nothing will be done. So, truth has to be said. We need to be able to look at all of these things and look at them veritably. Uh, IMF is speaking again.
Mm-hmm.
Nigeria must sustain economic growth to reforms to turn the corner. I don't even know what IMF is confused, with due respect, as far as I'm concerned. IMF is confused. They are very confused. You know why I said so?
Mm-hmm.
Because doesn't IMF know that there are no reforms? That we are still paying fuel subsidies. Oh. So what are the reforms?
To them, those are reforms now that
That we are
they
paying
are
fuel
taking
subsidy.
strong
That we are now
steps.
subsidy
Mm-hmm.
gone. That we are now subsidy gone. And we are still paying fuel subsidy. Those are reforms, Abi. That we are now, so we are floating the naira, and today we are still defending the naira with a just auction system. So to them, those are reforms, Abi. So because when they keep touting this narrative, I don't know what reforms Tinubu has done, because most of the reforms have been pushed back one way or the other, but the damage is just so much already. And that's why I'm wondering, I mean, what are the so-called reforms? And IMF is always saying things that when you look at it are not practical. See, even Britain was weary about IMF. Recently, when Britain had a crisis under Liz Truss, they were weary about the IMF deal. So if IMF is the one advising us, let's also look at this thing strategically. Please,
Mm. You know
let's look
the
at it.
You know, they're
Yeah.
saying that such reforms will transform the growth momentum into something more durable, according to this year. And they looked at the issue of insecurity, tight financial conditions, multiple taxes, insufficient power, and corruption. That these are some of the constraints identified by businesses. And if we're able to overcome this, we'll just be able to close the gap like India. That is what they're saying. And that may just lift GDP output by 6.4% in the next 3 years. And they keep asking for stringent things that you want to lift GDP and all that, while before it gets lifted, the measures you are asking people to put in place will practically almost finish the citizens. And to what end will that
And
be?
that's the problem. You put your finger on it. The measures you are putting in place will kill the citizen. Isn't IMF saying that part of what they are prescribing? Look at how companies are declaring losses. Manufacturing is shutting down.
Mhm.
Manufacturing is shutting down. Look at how companies are declaring losses here and
All
there.
this removal of
Look at
tariff
manufacturing
hikes
shutting down.
and all that are part of the things they're asking people to do.
So, so removal of electricity subsidy. Every day manufacturing is complaining. So what are they really saying? And that's why I say there's a level of confusion even with IMF at first, because when they say those reforms, what are the reforms? The reforms that most of them have been reversed, but the problem has always been caused. So we should be careful. We should be able to grow our economy from within out. When we were growing IMF, it was not IMF that was directing the order of things then. Let's not forget that. Nigeria grew because one, we had prospects, we have proper economic management. The likes of Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala was in the helms of affairs. That was wise enough to be able to say, as we are making crude oil money, we should be able to save for the future. Several words account. But when Buhari came in, what did he do? Didn't he squander the money on Super Tucano? One ask how much is there today. So if we cannot sit down and cut our coat according to our cloths, then we can't do well. Is it IMF that advised Norway on how to grow? Yeah? Because Norway, when they found oil, they didn't dispose all the money recklessly. All they did is they started keeping it in a future investment fund that is worth trillions of dollars today. When governments have signed financial management, you don't need an international ministry of finance like Julius Nyerere, who called them IMF then. They'll be coming to orchestrate things for you. Let's be careful about this IMF. We've seen how much it has led us in the past.
Rufai, since I was a child, in quote, when I don't know if you remember something they used to show in Benin, Bendel said then, called Hotel de Jordan. I don't know if you ever met it. And that program, there was a particular episode of that satire that was dedicated to IMF, its dangers, and the fact that it's like a juju. They called it Imifi juju, and how it will cause a lot of problems. Since mid or early 80s, Nigerians have known that the IMF lying on the same bed with them is a big problem.
But, but,
Why do our
but
leaders keep insisting IMF, World Bank, IMF?
because they are reckless, because they can't spend according to their means, because their budgets are always getting into deficits, because it's fiscal recklessness. So that's why, even after Paris Club forgave us our debts, then nothing happened because we've gone back to those debts now. Another classic from the 80s, I very much appreciated Hotel de Jordan. Another classic from the 80s, I would like to describe IMF as is Willy Willy.
Willy don't die to
Now who kill her? Now Shele kill and clap for Shele. Exactly. IMF is like Willy Willy.
chasing us everywhere.
Yes, that's just it. So that's my fear because we've seen all the portions they served. We remember the SAP debate and everything. We remember when part of the recommendation was for us to float then. The argument they made then, once you float, don't worry, it's going to be 3 naira. Once we started the second tier foreign exchange market in 86 and we floated, it went up to 11 naira. Naira never went back to 1 to 1 again. So we should be careful about this IMF deal. That's just my argument here. Vanguard is reporting agony in Southeast as kidnappers lay siege to communities, which is a very sad one. So the question is, what are they doing about as regards insecurity in this country? What are they doing as regards insecurity in this country? Because insecurity just keeps increasing by the day. I don't know what is even going on.
Vanguard did a very extensive one here, broke down the different states in the southeast and how it has been each one of them.
It's sad, and that's why Khan is urging everybody to end bloodshed. And at the same time, we're having flooding crisis in the country. They're saying death toll is risen up to about 170 now for flooding crisis. About 2,000 people displaced and all of that.
And farms
And
destroyed too.
yeah, at the same time, you still have a great level of bad governance. That's why, the end bad governance protesters are giving a 17-point ultimatum and also giving deadline that October 1st again, that they're going to have their protest. So these are the problems we have in the country that we should be able to honestly ask ourselves questions about, because we are not ready to answer those questions. I was with the candidate of the Labour Party, and please, we would like to extend invitation to Mr. Monday Okpebolo, the candidate of the APC, because we've interviewed Aswe Godalo, we've interviewed the candidate of the Labour Party.
You don't start to. Maybe they say me you pay $1 million. When I don't pay.
Me, I go pay Okpebolo $1 million because I won't give him free airtime. Me, can't tell the Benin people what he go do. That's no problem.
Hey,
So he should be the one to
Monday.
prevent himself. So one part I asked him about, and these are things we're going to hold them accountable for. In Aswe Godalo's manifesto, he said he was going to do 2,000 kilometers of road. He said he was going to raise the money to do it. In a peradventure he emerges, we'll ask him, has he done the 2,000 kilometers of road? Because that's his campaign promise. And except we start taking campaign promise seriously in this country, we'll never move forward. Also, Olumide Apata, we brought to the knowledge that Edo has about 9,000 kilometers of road. About 800 of them are federal roads. He said he will do everything. He said we'll do half, at least 50% of those roads. We would also ask him. We also ask about water. Because most of the pipe needs to be reticulated. They are old pipes. And we have not done this major infrastructure in water in Benin for a very long time. So how can we, as much as possible, ensure that things are done in Benin
And you know
properly?
what? And you know what? Benin has such beautiful water.
Yes, now.
Very, very good.
Yes. But it's just the lack of governance over the years. Every part, sizably in this country, had water to a certain extent. Even as at the early 2000s, we still had those, water works working. But now all of them are moribunds. All of them are moribunds.
Imagine. Basic
All of them are
necessity.
moribunds.
Basic necessity.
Basic necessity. So we still have government pipe bomb water that at least people can pay rates for. All of them are moribund.
And you know
So
something?
how can we?
You remember?
Yes, ma'am.
You remember in Lagos the other time we're talking about how these boreholes are really disturbing. The foundation of the city of the state, right? Because the boreholes are so many, and on the land that this state does stand. And I also remember my previous hood, no single borehole allowed there because a lot of that place is reclaimed land, and so they have their own water supply. And their water supply is working effectively. So why can't a state, a country not supply that? Local governments, if possible.
Individuals building their borehole is a reflection of the failure of governments. That's a hard truth we are failing to
And it's a
understand.
risk.
Because those things are supposed to be government utility, or we get a utility company to manage it. Then you pay for it. So in Nigeria is only the country where you will be the one to provide your power. You'll be the one to provide your. So what utility now as we speak is the government really providing? So what is it? So what is the role? Okay, they can't provide water, they can't provide power, they can't provide good roads. So what are they providing? They can't provide security, they can't provide clean environment. So what are they providing? What are they providing? In the 80s, you will see news clippings of government saying, okay, we are going to import chemicals to be able to treat water. But today, everything is all moribund. So those are the things we are talking about. And you can't run a government effectively this way. So you're having insecurity, you're having siege everywhere, you're having a total collapse of government. And when you say it now, some people will say, no, they will come touch it. They say, don't talk about it. My sister, God bless you, darling.
Before you come out, Jerry, this one,
Yeah.
you just talk on quickly. This, the Minister of Information has said that misinformation erodes trust between between the government and people, says the Minister of Information. This particular, this headline, I think
With due
it's,
respect,
yes.
with due respect, the Minister of Information should go and start with Mr. Bayo Ononuga and tell him to stop posting fake news online. Once he stops, things will be a whole lot better. Because you can't keep saying, no, there's misinformation. And there's a lot of misinformation on the part of government.
And
Is it not
another,
in this
mhm,
country? Two government spokesmen were fighting over misinformation online. Ajuri posted something, Ononuga posted another thing. They
mm,
were both contradicting themselves online. So is it on us?
mm.
Yes, people should not spread fake news. I don't support that. Get your facts and verify. And in a case where you spread something that you see that is not true, be quick to
Apologize.
correct yourself. Apologize. Apologize. It's not. See, I saw one of these the other day. I was posting something online, and I saw that President Tinubu. Some paper carried that he was going to go back after I came back from France, and I posted it and I said, "Why is he spending taxpayers' money?" But once I got a superior information, that's no, he's actually in town. I said, "I apologize," and I quickly edited it.
Mm, mm.
Just like people are posting fake news that the celebration was after Beachy left. Those things are false. Stop spreading things with malicious intent.
Yes.
Because you have the
Yeah.
capacity doesn't mean you should. But
Yeah.
government too should stop spreading lies.
And you know another thing I keep saying, the sooner you tell people the truth, give out the right information, the less people will be having opportunities to come with misinformation because
Okay, take
truth
for
kills
instance, this government.
rumors.
Yes, this government that is telling us against about fake news and bad news. See, today, the 10 now have been, or the 9 have been asking. They've not told us how much they bought the presidential jets.
So speculations abound.
They should tell us
Mm,
how much we bought the presidential jets. As of now, when they will say themselves, we'll go and verify, we discover it's false. That's why they announced that they are going to give this waiver for import. The thing has not started till
till
date.
today.
That months ago, they said they were going to give waiver for medicine and things like that. The thing has not started
Till
till today.
today.
So I beg you. They
Okay.
too can stop being purveyors of the fake news. Is what
Okay, have a good
bless
day,
you.
Rufai.
Yeah,
Thank you very
bless
much.
you.
Thank you. Bye bye. Rufai Oseni has had his bit, soon it will be out, but I'll quickly run through the remaining papers I have in front of me, then we'll do ours. But there's this thing I usually will say about news, fake news, and all that. Do not be in a hurry to break any news. Verify before you do that. It's better to break it second and be correct than be the first to break it and you start apologizing up and down. Avoid spreading fake news. That is my motto in this work I do, and I think we all could work by that motto too. Vanguard, agony in Southeast as kidnappers lay siege to communities. You heard us say that. And the writers, tales of horror from Luponta and Umu Neochi area. Okay, they have different headlines here. You could check out. I'm just going to avoid it a little bit because some of the names I seem not to be able to get real good. But we have Lilu Sumogo axis in Ihiala, now called Sambisa of the southeast. Gun battles rage almost daily in Okigwe. Oil bunkers trigger insecurity in Ukuta area. Gunmen launch attacks from forests in Osu, Oguta, and another place. Horror tales from kidnappers' den has ignited fear in citizens. Our experiences, residents, we're tackling kidnapping, say state governments, others. Check that out, Vanguard, so you can also get that. Insecurity and the bloodshed, can Sultan urge FG. Flooding, death toll rises to 170, injured 2,000, displaced 205,000, and farms and so on. So the government now is now looking at dry season farming since this wet season has come with a lot of flooding. Hashtag end bad governance. FG gets 17-point ultimatum. Army to review agricultural policy over food security. Controversies greet Labadia's appointment. LP National Working Committee rejects Governor Otis' move to convene elective NEC. That you can find out in the Vanguard. I remember the thing I mentioned. If you read the Vanguard, that story on the Southeast, it gives you a clear breakdown of each of the states and some of the things it has been passing through in this area. And CDS COS. There's the Nation newspaper now. CDS COAS says military won't give in to anti-democratic calls. Civil rule is best for Nigeria, says EU. Army goes into massive food production. Check all this out. And the CDS says the military is ready to always defend democracy to ensure the safety of critical government assets and an increase in oil production. COAS says, my simple response to the call, the Nigerian army will not allow itself to be used to undemocratically sell some interest to power. And EU says democratic governance in Nigeria remains the key inspiration of Nigeria and remains the best way to uplift a stronger and better Nigeria. Now, Nigeria gets 10,000 Mpox vaccine doses. WHO needs $87.4 million. What Tinubu's China trip means for Nigeria by presidency, we've shared a bit of that to you. Rivers Council poll, Fubara loyalists shop for alternative platform to contest. All the best to them. And finally, let's do a final one. The final one, I'll quickly give you the breakdown of some of the things the president will be doing in China, as we had given you a tip the other time. He will be, amongst other things, he'll visit prominent Chinese corporations, including Huawei Technologies and the China Rail and Construction Corporation, CRCC, to fast-track the completion of the Ibadan-Abuja segment of the Lagos-Kano high-speed rail line. He is also going to be engaging in strategic meetings with 10 chief executives of major Chinese corporations, boost assets totaling over $3 trillion across various sectors of the economy. And the sectors include information and communication technology, oil and gas, aluminum production, seaport construction, financial services, and satellite technology development. All right, quickly now, I'll be taking a breather and I'll come back to you. I'll give you the phone numbers, so we'll be gisting or chatting on, and all the other house cleaning rules I'll share with you.
Dear valued listeners, we believe in free speech, but with freedom comes responsibility. We like to remind you to be mindful of the power of your words and the impact they can have on others. As members of Voice of the People community, it is crucial that we foster an environment of respect as we desire a healthy discussion and diverse opinions. So, how do you contribute to a more responsible and informed dialogue? 1. Fact check before you speak. Take time to verify the information you intend to share. 2. Respectful language. Choose your words thoughtfully and avoid derogatory or offensive words. 3. Encourage a healthy debate. 4. Lead by example. As a listener, you also have a powerful voice. To be part of the conversation, the number to call is 0700 903 903 903 or send a WhatsApp message to 0817 175 6338. For all marketing and sales inquiries, please call 0912 666 9908. Words have power. Use them wisely.
You are tuned to the city's #1 super dial. Voice of the People, 90.3 FM, Lagos.
All right, the number to call is 0700 903 903 903. 0700 903 903 903 and 0817 175 6338. 0817 175 6338. That's a WhatsApp line. You send your message there. You could also call there too. And to advertise with us, to find out more, 0912 666 9908. Please call that number and don't call it for any other thing other than for marketing concerns. Please, I beg of you, because we're getting various calls, different types of calls. That's not what that line is meant for. So I appeal to you, please call it only for that purpose. When you call us, you tell us where you're calling from, your name. Each person has 90 seconds, and you stick to the plan, which is talking about the headlines and only the things from the headlines. That's all. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Lady C.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine. This is Afun Adam. I'm calling from Edim.
Welcome. Go ahead.
I want correct you for one language
My brother.
one thing when you talk.
I won't
When
faint.
you know call the town well.
Even me, I know.
You know instead of also they call them I mean what you call them? You call them instead of also they call them also.
My Jesus.
Uh,
No vex. That's why I can't stop.
Now my area be that. Now I make the thing vex me.
Aye. What's safe? Sorry. Call him again. Call him again.
Also.
Osu. Ngwanuna.
Yeah. Clap for yourself. Clap for yourself.
Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. Thank you. Where is your bell?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, go ahead. 90 seconds.
So now my area be that. So what thing that happen for that area? I don't know. Make comment now about it, I beg.
Yeah.
Even one of my brother, he don't leave the house, run away because people wait food there. Allow me people take over the compound now. So that was where he call now.
Mm-hmm.
No,
wow.
He leave the house, run away since 2 years. He never entered their papa house. Because how many people take over the compound now?
They use them as
So
their base.
Make our government know what to do inside. Make them patrol all this army where that area. Make them enter service forest. Make our people go farm.
Wait first.
Own.
Hold on before you go. They say kidnappers and co they cause problem there. The army not supposed to help the situation.
Both kidnappers, who they do all this is, both kidnappers, both every killing, everything. Nothing when they happen for that area. That within that area, la local government, to two local government.
So if they leave now, won't it be worse? Let me give you one example. Wait first, Afuma. Yeah. Remember the other time when they say police day on strike, even as people quarrel with police reach, should be people stay their house because fear not let anybody go out. So I did think, I don't know, if you say the soldiers should leave, won't it become worse?
Yes, for my in-law compound, those who army, they use gun scatter the whole what do they call it? The windscreen, the whole glass is there for the compound.
Okay. All right, I get
not
you.
Not for that area.
Okay,
not
thank you.
Let them go. We don't need them. Let them bring police.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much.
We don't need others to soldier. Let them go.
Okay, as my first caller, I give you extra time and you teach me something too. All right, that's that. Thank you very much, Afuma Adawa. Take very good care of yourself. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Lady C.
Welcome. What's your name?
I want to correct you on what Adama corrected you.
You won't correct waiting or Adama correct me?
No, another one. You don't want it. Didn't call it the way. It's called Lock Panther.
Lock Panther. The commissioner be teach me that time. I can't forget him. That's why you notice I can't slow. Lock Panther. Lock Panther. Okay, Lock Panther. Umunoji.
Yes.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much. Lock Panther.
What I want to tell you about that area is, please, let's go what we are. We don't need army in Southeast. Are you hearing me?
Yes, I'm listening.
The army in the Southeast is causing much havoc. All the way from here, like, you ask a woman, somebody of 80 years, to come down and use it to check. They are checking in the north. Is it happening so? Let me tell you what the army doesn't know. Army people, you see, they're all human beings. We just kept quiet. Why army is surrounding the whole Southeast? Are we at war? Go to the north, you see people are dying and they're trying to play every day. Army are not there. All the whole army want to take over the whole Southeast because of what? The red flag in the north of Russia, are they there? We are not afraid of them. They're just telling Nigerians, let army go away from eastern part of Nigeria. We don't need them.
All right.
Please.
90 seconds. Thank you. Thank you very much, and thank you for the correction. Okay. I'll take your message. Now, Benjamin from Shogunle, good morning. If the federal government is saying one must be up to 18 years before admitted, we didn't talk about this today, did we? No, it's not in the papers today. Let's see. All right, Benjamin, at about 10:30, please, let's talk about this, right? This one didn't make the papers at all this morning, but you're giving us your PUV as per that 18-year thing with schools. All right. Who's next now? Sorry, my cursor is behaving a little dodgy. All right, if Tinubu wants, let him be traveling all over the world. That can be That cannot bring succor to the ordinary Nigerians' plight from his ill policies. So going to China can't change whatever agreements they entered with them that brought about the seizure of the Airbus, because China is not Nigeria that jettisons the law for individuals or personal interests. So he should come back and sit down and do the needful. Chika Bender from Trade Fair, Lagos. That was from you. Good morning, Lady C. Mr. Rufai, good morning. The president traveling to China for rail and road contracts. I don't entirely believe this government. I suppose this visit is to find way to reduce the recent embarrassment Nigeria is facing from China. Have a great day, Okosisi from Surulere. That was from you. Hello, good morning. All right, you call back if it does drop. Remember what we're talking about with shedding. Maybe it has started. I don't even know. Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Morning to you.
Welcome. What's your name?
This is Sikan calling you from Munchi at the moment.
You don't win today again. I bet come out. Come out. You are proud. You are proud.
Anyway.
Good morning.
Now they tell us that Tinubu is going for China, and they name the benefit that Nigeria will benefit from this trip. I want to say, all these trips that this man is doing, what benefit has he brought to Nigeria? About last week ago, they say it's traveling cost Nigeria 1.something billion naira in this just 1 year. Coupled with all the money he has been spending, buying jets, buying this, renovating this, at the end of it, or what does Nigeria gain from all this? Insecurity. People are leaving their house in Kaduna because the rate of kidnapping has increased. They keep on telling us that we should hold on, that everything will be in place. For how long will Nigeria continue suffering in all these situations? We are not happy about what is happening in this country. And we say that Tinubu should do something.
Okay.
Whatever happens, we are watching and we are waiting.
All right, thank you.
Like I always said, he should be very, very careful. If we tolerate Buhari for 8 wasted years, this government might not be all that long.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hello, good morning. Prince Umukoro, is that you?
Yeah.
Good morning.
Oh. Good morning, Onyovo.
Yeah, it's a rare Kobu.
I'm fine, we thank God.
I better talk another one. Abiodun won't cry. Now talk another one. Me pain away.
You hear me?
Now jealousy.
Amen. We say power. It's in our language. You are the original Nigerian.
Okay, don't do me for not cry. Good morning.
Okay.
All right, go
morning. So, first of all, I want to appreciate VOP.
Thank
you. You know, you people have done more than what Napoleon will do. And secondly, if the voice of VOP will have, can change Nigeria will have changed within a minutes, because people have done all the effort by bringing out all the problem, and we are applying solution, but only the government have kept debt here. But the point I want to note is this. Yesterday I called, but because of the huge calls that are coming, my call could not be picked.
Your 90 seconds will soon finish. Yeah.
I want to speak on just only that. I want to speak on that education. Yesterday people spoke about education.
But it's not in the papers today. I did not. Maybe you call me back at 10:30. Let's talk about that. Maybe the first 30 minutes we will do that.
So let me speak on this president going to China to source for investors. You understand? This is just a case of somebody carrying elephant in his head and trying to use leg to look for cricket. We have issues in Nigeria here, insecurity and food and other stuff, and even fuel. And you are looking for investors to come and invest in Nigeria. In fact, I don't know, where are they coming to invest when they are hearing all these news? I hope they are not going to see our private jet there when they get to China, because we are owing them.
God forbid.
Because I don't really understand. The thing is, every day I keep on listening. It's just like no solution.
Okay.
We are thinking of something here. You are fighting something different.
Okay. All right, thank you for this
Don't
time
worry.
of. Okay, take care.
Don't waste your time. Next time, I'm just tired. But I'm
Okay,
tired.
drink water, no
Tired.
vex. Drink water,
I
do.
go drink. I go drink. I go drink. I go drink. No option.
Okay,
I
all
go drink.
right, bye bye. Hello, Abiodun, sorry, no vex. Next time we'll speak your His Royal Highness BC Woko and Oshode. I got you here. The rate of insecurity in Nigeria, especially the way people are being kidnapped and killed, is really worrisome and wearisome. It's quite unfortunate that all the funds that have been channeled to security so far is not yielding any positive results. I urge the government to do everything possible to bring back this country to her former glory and continue to make changes in this country, in our country's security agencies. Let's have you. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Ben. How are you?
Yeah, so fine, Vitamin C. How are you?
I'm fine, no vitamin D. Go ahead. Hey,
Onado.
hey, Koyo.
Wakoyo.
Okay, your time they go. Your time they go.
No, my time is start.
No, you
are
no,
bullying
no.
me.
Wait. Okay.
You are bullying me. The military said they will defend democracy. Let the military defend their barracks. Tell the military to defend their barracks. They have not defended their barracks. They were there. The terrorists came to NDA and kill the officer, carry their general and enter forest, carry their arms. Many terrorists enter barracks and carry armored vehicles, enter forest. Many terrorists, they are killing them all over the north, killing them like fowl. When they have not identified the people who are passing information to terrorists and made them to kill their men when they send them on mission. They will lay ambush and kill soldiers like they're killing chicken. And they are telling us that they're defending democracy. Then the military defend military barracks and defend themselves. They should allow police to do the work. Police can handle it very well. Mr. President should stop traveling. He should stop looking for any investor, anything. Everything he needs is here in Nigeria. He should stop deceiving us. They are not the same. All the time they are traveling.
Okay.
Go to France, go to Qatar, go to where. All these people, they don't come to Asoro.
Okay.
Asoro can host other presidents. Now let them come. Please, I never spoke. Please allow me to tell
the time don't finish. The line has gone off. Hello, did it go off? Okay.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Mother Kodelo.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And yourself?
I'm pretty good, thank you. Your name?
Yeah, my name is Chooks, calling from United Kingdom.
Oh, Chooks, one day I will get your voice. I will get it very soon.
It always changes,
Yeah.
depending on how I wake up.
Abby. All right,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah, I want to talk about the issue of civil organizations and all groups calling for mass action against the kidnap of journalists and the rest of the people. You see, when we talk, they say we should not talk the way we're talking. I don't mean to say we should come here and blow everything out of proportion. But the fact is, as long as those people, I keep nagging that are helping democracy to grow, as long as they keep supporting these people, because I will say support. They are not fighting. They are not using those tools given to them to stop these people. Now, everybody don't begin to chop that breakfast. And all of them are afraid now. That's why they are talking. They are talking now because it started from kidnapping the people, kidnapping the youths. Now they're going to journalists. After journalists, who knows the next person? This is how it's going to continue. When are we going to say the real fact?
Okay.
I had Rufai yesterday complaining about oppositions not being as strong as they should be. When last did any media house invite the president? We saw what happened in Kenya.
Okay.
The media after the protest. They invited the president and asked questions.
Okay.
When is Nigerian media going to do the same?
I think
Where is our lawyer?
the Nigerian media has been asking for a long time. That request
Let
has
them
not
make
been
it
granted.
public.
Oh, it has been done
Yes,
publicly.
let them make it public. They should every morning be repeating it. That's how it's done in same environment.
All right,
they should be telling the citizens what is going on. Your president refused to talk to you.
Okay.
That's what they should be doing.
All right, Chiefs.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you very much. Have a beautiful day. All right. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning, comrade. How are you?
Yeah, fine. I just before I step out, let me quickly call you. I'm luckily I enter.
Yeah, great. Welcome.
Now, let me see. According to our constitution, what is the primary responsibility of the army? To defend the integrity, the landmarks, the borders of Nigeria. Let me see. Do we have American armies always saying that we will defend this democracy? We will defend in Britain, in all other countries that democracy is working. Do you hear the military promising to defend the democracy? No. But because the military themselves know that democracy is not working here, and they know that they are benefiting a lot, I always ask this question, ladies. See, I started to went to Tinubu and told Tinubu that the military hierarchy steal or loot more than 90% of our crude oil. Have they investigated that? Have they told us whether Asari Dokubo was correct or not? They have told us that our military have been compromised. Then we are talking about insurgency, insecurity. Have they come out to defend that and say, no, we don't do that? It is because the military find out that the democracy in Nigeria give them leeway to do whatever they like to do. Intimidate the Nigerian people, patronize Nigerian citizens, and then engage in good oil. How can the army be, one army will have how many buildings, how many vehicles? Why wouldn't they defend the democracy instead of defending Nigerian people? We are talking about Southeast, how the Sambisa forest again is manifesting in the Southeast. Why didn't the army stop bandits? Why didn't the army stop terrorists? Why didn't the army go and bring out Chibok girls for more than 11 years now?
Okay.
And the military will still have the mouth to talk? Okay. Is it because they are eating from this type of democracy? For me, let us see. We don't have the military that loves Nigeria again. We don't have the military that loves citizens of Nigeria again. I think, from my perspective, I believe that we only have the military that have become businessmen, dealers in crude oil, and then in all other sorts of businesses. That's why they see that democracy is not working. You intimidate journalists, you intimidate ordinary Nigerians, and then you say we defend this democracy. Please go and defend the territorial integrity of Nigeria, not democracy. Democracy will work on its own. Thank you. God bless you today.
Thank you very much. Have a beautiful day. Stay well and enjoy your session with the children. Ola Adewale, what is the EFCC pastor saying? Is Yaya Bello's case complicated due to whistleblower enactment? Okay, you're talking about that thing. He said, are the travelings by Tinubu all personal business trips, but what are things looking the same? Our leadership doing Bayo to Nigerians, because it looks like one chance. You have a lot of questions you've asked here, and you're wondering if solutions to problems facing Nigeria rocket science or our leadership playing questions you've asked. Okay, Victor Adele, good morning. You have here Liz Truss, former British Prime Minister, spent 49 days in power. Buhari should be in Kirikiri maximum by now. That is what you are saying here. And there are other messages here too. Oga 404, good morning. And you have your own saying here too. You don't come again, no problem. I see you. Good morning, how are you? Hello?
Good morning, Lady C.
Good morning, how are you?
I'm cool, Lady C, and you too?
I'm very well, thank you. Thanks for calling.
Nice one. This is Undiluted Bozeman, Pepedem. I'm calling from Ojekunle Street, Ladipon, Manscape.
Welcome. Go ahead.
Lady C, the truth is that we don't tell ourselves the truth. We, including me. You know why? Those soldiers in Southeast is our representatives. Those that are representing us, they are the people that persuade government to troop soldiers there for their own to secure their houses, because their children are not there. Them are not there just to secure their their investment they have there. And those soldiers gain the advantage to be there messing our youth up, even including our children, ladies. If you see what these people are doing in the Southeast, someone, you go say, my sister no go there for it, yo. And all those things is paining me. Are you?
Hello? All right. The line went off.
We are not in a military regime. We are not in military regime. We are in democracy. Let them leave police there. Let them take all those soldiers away from that place. There is a problem in Kaduna, Meduguri. Let the soldiers go there. What are they doing in Southeast? They are the people causing all the problem there. I must say it. I used to pass there always. So please, I'm not happy with what they are doing there. Everywhere in Southeast are occupied by soldiers. Are they fighting war in Southeast? Are they fighting war? They are collaborating with you herdsmen and doing nonsense there.
Undiluted.
I'm sorry.
All right, thank you. But you know that's a very huge accusation. I don't think we should say that. You understand? No.
Wait, it's Lady C. You know, say you delegate here. You know the way.
No. I know now. Even if you know, you see this thing. What thing are they try tell now? If you don't get the concrete proof and you say it's live on the air, there are things that you say live on the air could put everybody for place where we know if you come out from. Not that you must say it, you must not say, but say them differently. Like saying now that the military collaborating with who? No, now. You understand that? No lele. All right, thank you. Thank you very much. Have a beautiful day.
Nothing to you, Daddy.
Nothing to you too. Bye-bye. All right, let me read some messages now. Protection of whistleblowers will be great and wonderful if only the dictatorial attributes of the present government is curtailed by the citizens, since the judiciary seems to be completely taken over by the executive. Meanwhile, the high cost of exploring crude in Nigeria is as a result of incompetence, corruption, and insecurity in the oil and gas industry. All the ministers of petroleum, from Buhari to the present minister, who is the head of the government, have failed enormously in the discharge of their duties. May God help and heal our land. Frank Onero from the U.S. That's from you. Thank you, Frank. Good morning. It's Ademi Kamoro from Satellite Town. Ademi, I did check your time now. Afghanistan, you did send this in from. Now morning we did here. You say good evening. What's going on, man? You say if former president, okay, all right, no need to read that your message because it's off point and it's not talking about any of the things we have front page of the papers this morning. I have you, Julius Obalana from Owode. Good morning. I'm sure you're good. I'm good. I hope you're good too. This load shedding of network by network providers will definitely affect the day-to-day business in other activities in our dear country. On the IMF issue, our government keeps running to them because of their high corruption afflictions or affiliations. Maybe one of those two. May Almighty God help us. Julius Obalana, I say amen to your prayer as you sent it from Owode. And you're next. This message is long, Sha. Help me to reduce Amostino from Olodia Papa. I got you here. Instead of begging the low quality but greedy network operators, we should be organizing consumers class action lawsuit against them. How does it concern consumers if they are owed $200 billion or naira? Only yesterday I recharged 2K but MTN credited with only 1,400 naira, and that was not the first time. As for food inflation decreasing, that's no brainer. Perishable vegetables like tomatoes and yam harvesting season will naturally slow the inflation rate of those two items. Absolutely nothing to do with this APC voodoo economic policies of try and error. Until the prices of rice, gari, chicken, and fuel starts decreasing, nothing like inflation decreasing. Lastly, Tinubu going to the same China that confiscated our Tokumbo planes and enlisted our over properties on eBay for the highest bidder. What kind of business benefit between a convicted debtor and the notorious shackle lender? Another was a trip. Or sent from Olodia Papa, original bald head Rasta OBR. That was from you. And I say, good morning to you. Good morning. Hello.
Good morning, Lady C.
Hey, good morning. Port Harcourt boy.
Hey, good morning.
Morning, I see you for morning today. That's good. Yeah, go ahead.
I always listen to you. If I call like that, maybe you know the enter.
He can't enter today, not be good.
I
All right,
beg,
now go ahead.
Okay. This one why our president they travel up and down. This one alone shows say he's not competent for that office. He no be work. He supposed to resign since. Eh?
Mhm.
He might why he just dey spend money unnecessarily. They travel for wetin no get head.
Wait first
Lady
now.
see anybody nothing like advisor. Anybody nothing like keep advisor aside. Okay, this end bad government protest. That one need advisor to enter inside him head. People come and protest instead of him to listen to wetin they talk. Instead, he counter the protest, pay people to counter the protest, and did all manner of things just to make sure say the hear person own. All those advisors now just to empower people.
Okay, but I got by 90 seconds.
Then another
Sorry.
thing, this insecurity wey dey this country now. We all dey here when Buhari come out talk say if he no win this 2015 election, say the monkeys and the baboons will be soaked with blood. We dey here.
But he can't win them now.
Those bandits wey him carry come. Buhari was the person who brought bandits into this country and some other persons. Those bandits wey him bring come, why they no fit question am?
Okay, time's up.
In the investment. Do you
No
know
vex.
how many,
Time don't
how many
finish up.
people? You know how many people wey those bandits don kill? Those are people's parents. See
All right.
Burkina Faso, see how they handle bandits.
Port Harcourt boy, time's up. 90
You don't see the
seconds.
video for Burkina Faso how they handle bandits.
All right, thank you, Port Harcourt boy. It's obvious he can't hear me. Couldn't hear that part of. But I'll go check out that video you just talked about. Harry Ogada from Palm Grove. Please, the Minister of Education should have a rethink of the 18 years entry thingy and all that. Harry, that's not what I'm talking about this morning. It didn't make the headlines. But you know what? 10:30. Let's look at it. 10:30. We're going to be talking about this. All things being equal. So, guys, just get ready and let's table that matter and really look at it together. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, my
Thank you for holding on. What's your name?
Mr. Felix.
Welcome. Could you put off your radio? Put off the radio.
I will do so. Yeah, I will do so. Yeah. Hello?
Yes, I can hear you now. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm talking about this army in Eastern State. I'm from Imo State. What is happening in Imo State every day? Every day. Not every day. If you see it, you will be surprised, my sister. I always be happy to hear your voice. Try this call every blessed day. More than 10 in a day. So I'm happy this morning to hear you.
Oh, thank you, sir. Is this the first time you're calling me? Is this the first time?
Yeah, this is my first time of getting to you. So
that bell was for you.
Much. Thank you. God bless.
Bless you too.
Yes. So please, if this our message, if this everything that people are saying in this network, that it doesn't reach government, let it reach army commander. Let army commander query his soldiers. Ask them what is their mission in East. Because he knew about them. They posted them for another thing, but they are doing another thing altogether there. If you come to Zombe, Uguta, where my local government come from, you see what they are doing to people. Everyday war. Are we in war? We are not in war. So please help us as much as you can. Talk to government. I know your voice can be heard from government can hear you. Talk to them. Moreover, army head of army commander, chief of army staff should talk to his people to conduct themselves in Eastern region.
Okay,
they
sir.
should not be causing havoc every day.
Okay, sir. Thank
Right?
you.
So please, I'm happy to call you this morning.
Thank you very much,
Because
sir.
if you travel to East, you'll be asking yourself, these people, are they in war?
All right.
We're not in war.
Okay, sir. Thank you. All right. Thank you very much, sir. And thank you for calling. Have a beautiful day. I have you next, Pastor Gabriel Ekuma. Good morning to you. You just want to know if this present government listens to the masses' cries and complaints. They seem not to be disturbed by the pains of the citizens. Hunger, petrol increase and scarcity, doctors warning strikes, ASU warning insecurity and loss of jobs, and so on. Their media men and aides see nothing wrong in all the wrong happenings in the country. God bless Nigeria, you said. Even in the midst of that, Pastor, I say amen. Lady say good morning to you. Nigeria as a nation is gradually losing its respect internationally due to bad leadership. Lady C, my lovely sister, I wept for Nigeria, my country. My question is, will Nigeria be good again? Kilo from Barua, Ijesha. You know my answer already. Yes, it will be good again. It will be good again. She will be good again. Hello, good morning. Hello. I picked your call. I don't know if you can hear me or if your area is having load shedding. So you. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. Are you?
I'm very well, thank you. What's your name?
My name is Mr. Mane, calling from Egypt.
Welcome. Go ahead.
You see all these things we are talking about the East. I think it is a connive with the North and the West, the way I'm seeing the whole thing, because there's nothing, we are not fighting in the East. And see, I was coming back from East, and I took it as a duty, because I was sitting in the vehicle. I counted from Owerri to Onitsha, up to 35 junctions. The militaries are staying there. Doing what? Where there's Kaduna and the Borno and the Sokoto and Katsina, where they're supposed to do the checkpoint, are not. The road is very easy. So all these things they are doing, we are not telling ourselves truth. And the worst thing that human being can do in life is when you say your conscience. When you say your conscience, nothing will do that will succeed in life. I mean, this man, this president, I say, he fought to the Abacha's this thing that they call this thing. But tell me the difference between Abacha government and this government now. Tell me, is there any difference? There's no difference. So we are saying that let's call to order.
Okay.
This country will not move forward because we are telling ourselves to. We are telling ourselves lies. I'm just telling you, we are telling ourselves lies. You are there now. I know that because you are guided because of your media and all these things. You know the truth. That this country is not moving forward. Everybody knows that this country is not moving forward, this situation. So I'm sincerely, I'm not happy with the situation of this country. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. And I doubt very much if anybody is happy with the way the country is right now. Maybe those who are gaining from what we're experiencing are happy with it, but I doubt very much if the majority of the people are happy with what we're experiencing right now. Let me quickly let you know who will be having on later on, as from 10:30 when I come back. All things being equal, I'll be having Comrade Deji Adeonjo. He will be joining us from 11, and we'll be taking a cursory look at the End Bad Governance protests. Let's see what has followed since that time. And before then, this thing about the schools, some of you have sent messages about. We'll also look at it from 10:30 till before we have Deji join us, and I'll read all the other messages I'm not able to take right now because there are loads, and I can take all of them, but I'll read this one first. From Jakonde Estate, I have you, Uche, you saying, I'm reacting to the CSO's call for Nigerians to condemn the authoritarian style of rulership by this government. To me, this call is consequential because there is no need to cry when the head is cut off. The impunity and shenanigans perpetrated by this government started by the last government when the judiciary was caged and became a mere tool in the hands of the then government. So until Nigerians are ready to take over their country, this malady will not stop. Uche from Jakonde Estate, that was from you. Madam Speaker, you said, good morning. Elder Benjamin from Apapa, please always correct your colors in some certain things. How can someone call and tell you that Nigerian army should leave Southeast? Is it possible? Let your caller know that Nigerian army is for the protection of Nigerian territory. All right? You've said it and you've passed that correction across to. Thank you for your call. Hello, good morning. Hello?
Good morning, Auntie Kodila. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you, Uncle. Good morning. What's your name?
My name is Stitches.
Stitches?
Yes, ma'am.
Wow, that sounds like a rapper's name. Hi, yo, my name is Stitches. What's old?
I'm sorry. Although I didn't get to hear the headline, but what I've been meaning to, even from hearing from the people, what I've been meaning to say since is what I want to say now.
All right.
Like, what is hurting me is the fact that they have so curbed the journalists, they have so curbed everybody that we cannot speak.
Yo, man, Stitches, man. Okay, make I talk.
I'm not a rapper, I'm a tailor.
I don't turn you to rapper tailor, you know, me. Okay, let's quickly say this so everybody will get it clearly. Don't hang up. Just hear this conversation now. Don't hang up. You see, when we say don't say it like that, I keep giving this analogy that there is a way you tell somebody to go to hell and they will gladly go. You know, our parents taught us that thing. When they told us that thing, they were not telling us not to talk. They were telling us to learn how to use words to say what we want to say so that we'll have what we want to say said. For instance, you can't come on the air and say things like so and so should die, or so and so is a useless person. You understand what I'm saying? Those are the things. Wait first now, Hereta. Hold on now. Those are the things we're saying. Say it differently. You know what you want to say before you pick up the phone to call. You already know in your heart what message you want to pass across. So you look for how to say it in such a way you do not further heat up the policy. All over the world, that is how it is. You can't just come up. For instance, when you go, let's say we're doing a village square meeting, and the Igwe or the Oba and all your parents, everybody, we're all seated there. You know, there is a way you talk, they'll tell you to sit down. Or you want to say something that has not been discussed, they'll tell you, no, but that one would they talk now. Am I correct or am I wrong? That's how it is. Right. This is not like a village square, a market square where everybody's having a meeting. You can't come out and start saying your Oba or your who is sitting there and say, you will die, useless. You can't say that. That's why I keep repeating. There is a way. You tell somebody go to hell and they will gladly go because you've used words.
Without even knowing that you told them to go to hell.
I mean, they tell you. You know what I mean? So you understand what we're doing now. We're not telling you don't say what you need to say, but use the right words. Oh, stitches. Me and you supposed to know so that you will stitch for me.
Yes, ma'am. Before you go, ma'am. But this guy gladly said, you people read it. Precious read it. That this one that told that woman to go to hell.
Well, who is you people? Was it my name you just called? Was that my name?
No, when I say you,
I know now. I know.
When they will say something, the media can say no, but we cannot retaliate to what they have said. That's the painful part of it.
Okay, so this is what you're going to do. Pay attention to this going forward and see if I'll take it the way they've said it. That they call me and tell me that right? You know, I took a lot of time with you just now because a lot of people have, or some people have this thing you've just said on their hearts, in their minds too. I needed both of us to discuss it for that person to also hear that, not be that what they try to do here. Decorum is very, very key. All right, Stitches, man. Have a very beautiful day.
You too, man. Thank you.
Take care now. Bye-bye. Okay, so that was a mini session I just had with my guy Stitches. I'll be wrapping up shortly. All the messages I've not taken, I'm going to be taking them at 10:30. Please bear with me. You know that's how we do it. And I'll take this as the last call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hey, Tony. How you doing now?
I'm fine, thank you. This is Tony from Kaduna.
I hear that people are running from the hinterland and coming to the city, right?
My dear, what do you expect? It is terrible and it is horrible. You know, there is something that I really appreciate about this station, VOP. This is one station that I follow online. Most of the stations that are over there in the south, particularly in Lagos, that are online, they hardly talk about the security status of this country. And most of the times when your analysts in person of Rufai want to speak, he speak with little idea that he knows about security generally, but he don't really know what is happening here. But I really appreciate his efforts, and I appreciate your efforts too. But there are so many things that are happening that the Nigerian media don't even talk about, which is very, very shameful. And sometimes until when it has gone beyond anyone's imagination, that is when the tabloids or the papers will just pick them up and it will look as if they are talking about it. No, it is beyond that. I keep saying something. I said, so many things are subject to confirmation. You look for them, make questions, you ask questions, and then you try and see if they are correct or not. People are not finding it easy. Things are getting more expensive. Yes, the fuel, the diesel, and everything is also contributing, but people cannot access their funds. It is impossible. The federal government said they've spent this on agriculture and what have. Can these people that they are saying that they are spending money on, can they access their lands? Do that. Now, there is something funny. I have not really talked about the insecurity in the southeast, because somebody said something in one of your calls. He said the politicians who are representing them in Abuja want those soldiers to be there. And I completely agree with that person. In fact, if he's just saying it because he just wants to say it, let me confirm it that I have so many military personnel who are confirming it that it is the politicians that want them to be there. Here in the north, we have seen politicians, governors, and top clerics saying that they are challenging the federal government during Buhari's time that you should not touch our brothers, don't kill our brothers. Some people even say headsmen are doing business. Hello, I can hear you.
I have to go.
It's
now.
just unfortunate that yes, I know, but I just wish and I hope and I want the federal, the state, and the local government to improve on the situation of the insecurity, and they should provide more security. Thank you.
Thank you, Tony.
Good morning.
But before you go, Tony, I want us to try something. I don't know if you could one of these days get somebody for us who I could have a session, a brief interview with, so they can share their experiences. A farmer up north, one of those living the hinterlands.
Yes, there are so many people. To be frank, here is.
You know what?
Most
we'll
people
talk
will not
about
want to
it.
speak with you.
That's
people
the
will not
issue.
want to speak with you. That is the problem. The only person that can stand up. Hold on, please. Before
No, there is an advert. There is an ad that needs to go now.
The only person that can speak with you is Sheikh Oseni. That's the only person that I feel. Yes, when you speak with him, he will tell you everything without fear or favor. That is just it. But there are so many people who can speak, but they will not speak.
All right, thank you very much.
That's the truth.
Thank you very much. Good morning, Abiodun Ojediji. Thank you very much for your time. We'll see how well we can work to get Sheikh Oseni to be a part of this program. That will be it. We'll work on that too. And 10:30, I'll be back. Deji Adeyanju will join us at 11, and we'll be looking at the aftermath of the End Bad Governance protest. I'm Cordelia Ogbe. Follow us on socials. Thank you.
Voice of the People, 90.3 FM.
Sabah, Delta State, Nigeria comes alive as the city will host the best of African artists at the International Choral and Traditional